Okay, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning, August the 13th. It's 10 to 8 Atlantic time. And, sorry, it's 10 to 8 Eastern time. It's 10 to 9 Atlantic time. I'm in the middle of loading the bags. I've got just a few more to do. And we're having a little bit of time getting the bags down this morning. The hotel, all the people are checking out at the same time. They're all using the baggage carts. So it's taking a little while longer to get the bags down, but we're almost there now. Just 3 more bags to come. It was a foggy morning. You can still see some mist over the valley over there, perhaps. It's cleared off. We're going to get some rain today, though, unfortunately. And rain is forecast for at least part of tomorrow as well. But that's the way it goes sometimes. We don't have any control over it. This morning we're going to King's Landing, which is a historic site. I believe it's run by the province of New Brunswick. Then we're going to go to Fredericton, the capital of New Brunswick, for a little bit. Have a quick visit. There'll be I don't know if it's going to be a driving tour, but we're going to have somebody come and explain some stuff about Fredericton for maybe half an hour or so. And then they're supposed to have free time. If the weather is okay, they'll have an hour's free time there, and then we're off to our hotel in Moncton. And then tonight we'll be doing Magnetic Hill. So we've departed from Woodstock, and we're just taking a drive along the Trans-Canada Highway here, and I just thought I'd show a little bit of scenery in New Brunswick on our way from Woodstock to King's Landing, which is near Fredericton, or as I often say here, Fredericton. Fredericton is the capital of New Brunswick, and as I said earlier, we'll be going there after we do King's Landing. New Brunswick has some of the best highways in Canada. Some pretty darn nice scenery here too. Interesting contraption that this truck is hauling. Looks like some sort of harvesting equipment, maybe for potatoes. Lots of potatoes grown in New Brunswick. Okay, so we're just getting off of the Trans-Canada Highway, highway number 2, and we're going to go over to the old highway here and go to King's Landing. King's Landing is a historic site. It is a pioneer village, and it's basically dedicated to the era when the United Empire Loyalists were leaving the United States after the U.S. The American Revolution. They were wanting to remain loyal to the British Crown, and so they left the U.S. and came to Canada, which was a British colony. The United Empire Loyalists, many of them settled in this area, and so this village is a testament to their life here. The basic time zone that this village represents is from the 1820s, 1830s up to the late 1800s. The, I believe, newest building there that was mentioned anyways was a house that was built in the 1880s. We have a guided tour. So we're going to pull in. The people are going to go to the washroom, go to the gift shop, and then we're going to go down into the village. We also have our lunch here at the village at the restaurant in the village itself. And the food that's served there is also from that era, a pioneer era lunch in a sense. Personally, I had venison stew, and it was very good. It was a little bit watery than what I was expecting for a stew, but it was very good. Nice home-baked bread and everything. So this is the village. You can see the various types of rail fencing here. We're looking at an old barn. More shots of the village. This is just standing beside that barn. You can see the various houses. The houses that are painted are from the later era of the village, and the places that are unpainted are from the earlier era. Anyways, we're on our way now to Fredericton. In fact, we're just coming into the Fredericton area now. You can see here on the sign the next few exits are for Fredericton itself. And we're going to head right downtown. The group doesn't have a driving tour organized exactly, but they do have somebody who is going to meet them at City Hall and explain the history of Fredericton and some of the neat things that they can see here. Fredericton has so many beautiful homes. I just wanted to show a little bit of it as we drove down into downtown. A few of them are in poor repair, but most of them are so pretty and so well maintained. It's a very nice little town, Fredericton. It's the capital, as I mentioned earlier, but it is not a huge city. I mean, New Brunswick is not a heavily populated province to begin with. So this is City Hall. You can see directly ahead of us, and that's where I'm going to drop the group off. So we're just swinging around the corner. As soon as I allow these folks to cross. And going to pull up here in this no parking zone. As a bus, you often get to do these things, stop in no parking zones, and then the police come and chase you away. But not today. Anyways, I'm on my way to park the bus. On the left here is a United Church. It's all wood. Beautiful church inside. That's the United Church of Canada, which is made up of a number of Methodist churches back in the 1920s. So we're on King Street here. We're just going to turn on, I believe this is Carlton I'm turning on here. I'm going to go down to the parking, which is down by the Garrison District. They do have a public parking lot, and there are some bus spots in that public parking lot. So that's where I'm going. You can see a mix of old and new with the bank buildings. BMO is the Bank of Montreal. HSBC is also a bank. But there's also the old buildings in downtown Fredericton as well. So this, what you're looking at straight ahead on both sides of the road actually, is the Garrison District. This is the oldest part of town. They were buildings, you can see there was a stone building there on the left. This is where the English had their troops garrisoned here in Fredericton. And we're going to swing around this corner and we'll be in the parking lot. And that's the St. John River you can see there on the left. Okay, so we've left Fredericton now, and we're on our way to Moncton. You can see it's not quite as hilly anymore, and much of the drive from Fredericton to Moncton is just trees, 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 and more trees. We did go through the Army base. There's an Army base at Oromocto, New Brunswick called CFB Gagetown, Canadian Forces Base. But I didn't show any of that just in case there was anything sensitive. I don't know if there's anything sensitive about trees because that's just about all you can see. But anyways, I figured I better not show it. So we're entering Moncton here. Moncton is sort of central to the Maritimes. It's geographically about the center of the group of provinces, and it is a hub. It's a transportation hub and a technology hub. One of the main things to do in Moncton is Magnetic Hill. So I'm going to treat you to Magnetic Hill. So what's going to happen here, we go into this setup, and I'll explain what we're doing. Okay, if you take a look here, you can see that we're going to go down this hill, and just behind where that bus is, I'm going to pull over to the left. There's a white post. I'm going to pull up to it. Then I'm going to shut the bus off. Make sure that the bus is in neutral. And I'm going to let the bus roll. And we'll see which way the bus rolls. This is the mystery of Magnetic Hill, because what's going to happen is we're going downhill here, and the bus is going to roll backwards. White post, neutral, no brakes.
Bus is in neutral, bus is off, no brakes on.
Unreal.
So you can see with the bus off, it's rolling back. And I'm not going to touch the brakes at all, and you can see this bus is going to get rolling backwards quite quickly. Well, there's no real secret to this. It's quite well known. This is an optical illusion. What we're going to do here, after we roll all the way out to the top, we're going to do it again. This time we're going to do it when I'm turned around and I'm facing down the hill, as in this direction we're currently going, which looks like we just rolled uphill. But it all has to do with the angle of all the land around, and particularly the differences in slope between this part of the hill and the part of the hill that is past the white post. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive past the white post, turn around, and come back to it. So here we are. Still looks like it's uphill, doesn't it? That car in the distance looks like it's higher than where we are. But it's all part of the optical illusion. The bus is off again, in neutral, and we're just rolling right along here. This is the third most popular tourist attraction in all of Canada. And now we're going to go to the Wharf Village here. I'm just going to show you this because this is the only covered bridge that I know of the buses are allowed to cross. In fact, one of the other bus drivers here would not cross it with his bus because he was afraid that his bus would be too heavy for it, but it is designed for the buses to go across. It was actually moved here from another location and has been reinforced to allow the buses to go through it. We're going to go here for supper, and that's the end of the day, back to the hotel. So tomorrow we're headed off to Halifax. Thank you for watching.